Well, hello! Welcome back. This is your host Eric and you're watching GMODISM. And excuse the mess, I just came up with this idea while building on the Mark III, so I just wanted to show you that. And anyways, what we're going to basically do here is I'm starting to make a breadboard that will automate something that's pretty tedious. You know, when we kind of have tournaments and stuff, we need to check whatever blocks they have that are not allowed. So if we ban repair bots, for example, we need to check that. So then we can have order by name. And this is the old way I did it, like order by name, find the repair bot here and see if they were present. And then I found the new way, which is better, of course. And then we can go to blueprint and maintenance and search for whatever block we have, and then they get highlighted in red like this, which was more handy but still a little bit tedious. Then I realized we can actually just use a generic breadboard. So here you can see repair bot. We have a generic block getter, and we just have the ID set and find the ID as an integer, and we can then output return the number of alive matching blocks. So we got 1, and then I after some time found some function to output this number of repair bots in quotation marks like this plus a string A. The number is the A, so we make it a string, so we can combine it to number of repair tentacles, number of repair bots 1, like that, and we put them into a sum and just add them together so we can put them in a text block. So you can see we have it in the text block here, and then I also output that to a hologram. Now I'm looking for ways to make line breaks right now. Maybe I will include that before this video ends, but whatever. In any case, what's pretty cool is we can just automate the process, so we can easily see how many repair bots someone has, even if they hidden them. That's why we started to use the search tools, because with smaller designs you can just look through. But as you all know, we can just hide any block using a mimic. Oh, and that's a little bit funny. That's actually a thing that's present here in the officers file. We got hide any block, which basically is exactly what it says. It's hide any block. So if we go over and go to this repair bot here, and just paste this here, you can go in here and you can see it's a mimic. It's a mimic empty, and it hides the original mesh. So because it was possible to kind of cheat like that, I don't think anyone did, I hope. But then I started to look through the search instead. But to automate this process, yeah, breadboard is just so nice. It's fun learning the breadboard and actually getting to use it. Some things are different, like repair tentacle. And compact repair tentacle, so we have to combine these values to a sum before we input it here. And then we have some weird things, like I searched for so long to find the different types of separators, the different types of telescopic pistons, and the turret blocks. But it turns out that all of the turret blocks and everything like that, they are counted. So here you can see we got value 4 here. And if we go to a sub-object and we add a 5-meter turret, then on top of this 5-meter turret we add a 3-meter turret. Yep. And then when we check this value here, you can see number of turrets. We have 6 instead. So you can't hide them by placing them on other sub-objects. And it doesn't matter which type you're using, it's gonna catch them all. So here we have 4. We got some spin blocks, pistons, and they all picked up. And it doesn't matter if it's a turret or a spin block or stuff like that very much. The thing that causes lag usually is a number of sub-objects. So we're actually taking all the pistons, the separators even, the spin blocks and the turret blocks, combining them to sum so we can get a number of sub-objects. And this is super useful because a really annoying thing with some tournaments that have like really good and proper rules, they limit the amount of sub-objects you can have to like minimize lag and make sure that people are not like abusing 1 million of diff turrets instead. But it's so hard to calculate how many. Also firing pieces, it can be a little bit annoying to calculate. So I'm gonna output cram and APS firing pieces here. They have some weird names. This little thing will be downloadable on the workshop as well. So you can just download this later if it's not already up there when it's complete, you know. Anyways, it might be complete before this video goes up, who knows, if you don't want to set this up yourself. But here we have advanced cannon firing piece, that is the cram cannon. Now we can set up like missiles too. I don't find that missiles cause that much lag. There are so many blocks to set up as well. But the thing that causes lag are small missiles, because it like takes the amount of missiles in the air times 4 compared to medium. So I more like to limit small missiles, especially small missiles that have like 4 launch pads, because if you only have one launch pad missile, there isn't like much of a problem with that. So I basically just take small launch pad, heavy, the normal one, the small launch pad, which is the rail launch, and the reverse launch pad, you know, and then I just add them up. We're gonna add them here. Yeah, so that's what I'm working on right now. So I'm gonna put this together a little bit. Right, so I have been tinkering around a little bit here. Look at this beautiful wall of code. So here we have the values, and I gotten some fantastic help from Cramps from official Discord from the depth. So there was a way to incorporate line breaks, and what we need to do is we need to take a text constant value and we mix it in with a math evaluator. So the line break is on A, as you can see, and then we have B, C, D, E, F, G, blah, 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 basically. That's how we can do it. So we shouldn't use the sum value because we have a limit of like 6 inputs or something. And when we do like this, we get a nice list. So you can see, we can access this nice list from within this text here. And I am projecting that text, well, then to just a little block we have in the air here. So we can see we have firing pieces 2. If we remove this, whoops, we need to build on the actuals. That doesn't matter very much, but if we remove this, it can take some second and then it's gone. Here we have the sub-object, we have a separator here, we can remove this. You can see that the sub-objects tick down there. We have another type of 3-meter turret there, and it just ticks down. Sometimes it can take a few seconds for it to actually calculate that, but it works pretty well. Sometimes it's just instant. I guess it's synced to some game clock. Repair tentacles, and they count both types. And here we have air pump, water pumps, and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. We can of course add more stuff and stuff like that, but yeah. Well, that will do it. I'm pretty happy with this little design here. Yeah, just a quick little video. This will hopefully be available when you watch this. It's pretty cool. We should test it out, by the way. So I'm gonna save this down here. Make sure we get all of the blocks. It's actually just 3 of them. We don't need to be that wide, right? Yep. Something like this will be very nice. And just when you think stuff is gonna work, it just stops. So basically we ran into a little issue here. Apparently when you remove all the blocks that it had before, when you're trying to click on them, like they get kind of nullified, and they, I don't know if that even matters, but when they are trying to output the value and there is none, they give a 0 somehow. So it's like, yeah, it doesn't output this by default. It outputs like a 0 as well, which is, yeah, not great. So I'll see if I can, like, I was wondering perhaps we can try and fix this by basically adding a sum, adding a 0, an extra normal 0, so even if something doesn't exist, it might output a, you know, 0 of this said thing. But now I'm wondering, is it possible that we can just do this in the math evaluator? Just adding +0 or something to all of the values that are outputting a... Actually, like, if we add this to all of the values, that should be like reasonable, right? Oh no. No, they just turn 0. That's... Okay, if we take it times 1... Yeah, this is gonna be 1x, 1 times, no? I'll need to tinker a little bit more on this, it seems. Oh, I found something. So if we take this value here, and we just take times like 1 times a, we seem to be able to solve the problem. So we just have like 1 times for each of them in the function here, in the string. It may work. No? It may... Oh, I have the... Okay, it works. Good. So I'm just gonna 1x all the a's here, and hopefully it works. Okay. I added times 1 here on all of them. Let's see if it works. No? No? Right. Oh, wait, I see something here. I've forgotten a +1 here. Okay, works now? No? Right, so perhaps we need to like fix some values more. This one seems to like not work. It still outputs a 0. It's like a bit weird. It's like, why? Okay, I may have found the solution here. So if we bypass them via a sum, it looks like the one that are bypassed through a sum, they work, even though it should be like the absolute same. And we have to be a little bit careful when setting this up, because if we accidentally click a block here, it will like reset and output nothing, which will eventually become a lot more like work to fix that. But it looks like this may be how we can do it. So I'm gonna add a sum to the middle step for all of them, and hopefully that will work without accidentally misclicking a block. Look at that! This looks pretty nice. They blink like crazy now, but I bet that's because we have like a lot of them here. Yeah, they're trying to override each other. That's their issue. So if we just remove this here, we should be able to paste this new one down here. Beautiful. I think we finally solved it. Let's spawn in a very laggy example. The good old Draconia class battleship. It's very laggy. When I built the Gimle, I learned a lot from my mistakes on the Draconia, because it's not the best, and it's definitely guilty of lagging all over the place. So if we can plonk this thing down here, look at that. No repair tentacles, 4 repair bots, yeah, that's the only reasonable thing. Water or air pumps, 90, that's where the lag come from. Firing pieces, 8. Firing pieces, 39. Number of 4x small missile launchers, 82. They add up quickly if you're not careful, and 47 sub-objects. Yeah, that's awesome. We solved it. And the cool thing is we should also be able to get the stats even if we put it on a turret. Yeah, we seem to be getting those stats even on a turret. That is absolutely great. Well, I'm pretty happy with that. So for all new challenges and stuff that require some bigger rules and bigger ships and stuff like that, I'll try to remember and make sure to make this computer available sometime. It would be great if we could make it available to other people having tournaments as a kind of tournament helper too. Unfortunately, it's a little bit difficult to share prefabs, so we had to share it as a micro vehicle. Well, in any case, with this little coding session, I think we'll have to say huge thanks to all of the commissioned officers in the army of GMODISM and to all of the members in the ecclesiarchy and of course in the government of GMODISM as well, if anyone have had time to join that during the time between this recording and its publishing. And if you've seen it before everyone else, it's probably because you're a member of the ecclesiarchy. Early access to videos is that perk, if that's something for you. In any case, huge thanks for watching and leave a like, that helps me a lot. Subscribe to catch some more. This is your host Eric of GMODISM, or signing out. See you.